Good morning, students. In last video, we had discussed about the stress management. In this video, we're going to discuss about working independently. As you know, we humans being a social animal, and we are nothing without others. Right from our childhood, we have been taught about having team spirit, the art of working in teams, and so on. Having the quality of being a team player is indeed excellent quality. However, in life, not all the occasion and situation demand a teamwork. Many conditions require that one must be able to handle the situation on one's own or work independently. In this video, we are going to discuss about the same quality. Let's, let's start the topic independent working. Some scenarios requires independent working such as self-learning, understanding and grasping a concept, doing self-regulated research, working on an independent project and so on. Important things about independent workings are you take full responsibility of the work. You take the ownership of it. It means you make yourself accountable for it. You are ready to do unsupervised work. It means you do not require constant supervision. You are capable of completing the work within a stipulated time and budget, and that too as per stated objectives and deliverables. Not all situations are fit for independent working. There are situations in which you must know how to work with a team, in a team, and be a team player. Similarly, not all situations are fit for teamwork. However, some situations require independent working. So you should have both the qualities so that you excel in your life. Let's see advantages of independent working. You do not depend on anyone else for your work. You are your own boss and can decide what to do and when to do. You can work at your own pace as per your working style. It is easier to focus on concentrate as there are no conflict and disagreements. Since there are no interactions and meetings, you are able to accomplish the task faster. If you succeed, you get the full credit. Similarly, if you fail, the full blame is on you. Here are some work style for independent working. In order to be successful and accomplished independent worker, one must develop a work style that imbibes the following things. Be own supervisor, critic and guide. For independent working, it is essential that you are aware of yourself, your strengths, your weaknesses, your abilities and interests and so forth, so that you can use all these as per your requirements and to your advantage. For example, you have an interest in computer hardware and assembling them. For your project, you need high power, high specification computer, which is very costly in the market. But by assembling yourself, you can reduce the cost of same high power, high specification computer by 35 to 40%. You should keep monitoring yourself, keeping an eye of what went wrong, what needs correction, and how to correct it. Clear about your objectives. As an independent worker, you should be very clear about two things. First, the objective of your work. You should clear about uh, what exactly is expected out of your work and what its final form should be. You should be very clear about what the deliverables of your projects are. Second thing, what you need to do to achieve your objectives. Along with the objectives of your project, you should also know what all you need to do achieve them, what their order should be, and how much time should be given to each subtask. Next thing, take initiatives. As an independent worker, you should be able to take all the required initiative on your own without being told about them. As you are solely responsible for your work and its result, you should take full ownership of it and identify and take the initiative wherever it needed. Next thing, full commitment. As an independent worker, you should be able to complete your work for which you are committed and promised. So, you should be do the required action to the best of your knowledge and abilities and complete the task. You must not think of leaving or quitting halfway once you committed. Maintain your work life balance. As an independent worker, as no one is there to command you, you must decide the right pace of working that does the full justice to the work for which you committed and the same time does not put pressure on you. You must maintain a proper work life balance. Your work speed should give you ample time to relax and rejuvenate, and at the same time it should be so slow that you are not to honor your commitment of time. Next thing, take constructive ownership of mistakes and errors. A successful independent worker always owns up mistakes without looking for excuses or blaming others. Mistakes happen in all type of works. There is never a situation where work happened without any mistakes or error. As an independent worker, you must own up your mistakes constructively. You should not hold yourself responsible for it and do corrective action to rectify them. Good at stress management. An independent worker is very good at handling the stress arising out of responsibilities, expectations, and challenges of work. A successful independent worker never lets self doubt or negative emotions overpower him or her and keep stress at bay by managing it beautifully. Now, next thing, action planning. An independent worker plans action to accomplish the task in a way that help uh, him keep an eye of the progress of his work. For action planning, an independent worker does the following: goal setting. With the objectives known and equipped with the required inputs, and independent worker sets the goal to achieve short-term objective, medium-term objectives, and long-term objectives as per the requirement of the assignment. Next thing, planning. Next step is to prepare an action plan in order to achieve the short-term, medium-term, and long-term goals of the assignment. It involves things like dividing the work into a smaller tasks and activities and schedules, an action plan for the same. Next thing, timeline. In this step, one need to arrange the milestone events and actions in the chronological order, which is called a timeline of project or work. Creating practical timeline is the crucial step for the success of the independent work. Next thing, time management. This step involves prioritizing the subtask and identifying which all tasks can be done independently and which all jobs are dependent on other subtasks. Keeping the dependency and priority of subtasks in mind, time slots are allocated to them in daily work plan routine while keeping in mind the schedule and overall objective of the project. Now let's see qualities for independent working. There are certain qualities which every independent worker must have or develop to be successful independent worker. These qualities are key to be a successful independent worker. These qualities are self-awareness. Self-aware people know about themselves without any bias. They have a full understanding of their personality, traits and flaws, their attitude, strengths and weaknesses, interests and abilities, emotions, beliefs, assumptions, biases, along with their shortcomings. Self-aware people consciously practice personal discovery and keenly analyze their actions and reactions. They ask themselves questions such as, do I have the required skill set, or do I need any external help to develop this skill set? Do I have excellent listening skill? Do I take the feedback and suggestion constructively? Am I self motivated enough to complete this task as per schedule or deadline, or do I need any external help to keep me motivated? The answers to such questions help one become more aware of oneself and help one overcome one's shortcomings or develop the required skills. Self aware people develop mindfulness abilities and keenly observe how he can improve his personality to grow into a mature individual and a better leader to accomplish the intended objectives, both personal and professional. Next thing, self motivation. Our ability to get ourselves to move from thoughts to action in self motivation. Some people are highly motivated by themselves, while others require an external source of motivation, which may be a deadline to be met, or reward, or a penalty. Motivation helps us achieve the desired result. Self motivation is is a fire within that lights our path and drives us to do and achieve something. If someone does one's job or responsibilities without being told to do so, it is self motivation. A self motivated person does things for their own satisfaction and accomplished and not as the result of pressure from others or any other outside force. Self motivation is the name of the fire within the inner desire, willingness, eagerness, and other enthusiasm and ambition that drives one towards success. Only a self motivated person achieves the desired result as he has a real motivation, the self motivation. Here is some self motivation techniques. You can use these self motivation technique to accomplish your goals or objectives. First, decide everyday target for your work. This means decide how much amount of work you will do each day. Next thing, visualize the desired outcome. It means create a picture of what the desired outcome will look like and have this vision before you. It will help you work better and harder. Play up to your strengths and interests. You should set milestone of things you are proficient in and can do better your strength or enjoy to do. Next thing, monitor your progress. You can use some indicators to monitor your progress. The next quality for independent working is self-regulation. Self-regulation is an important skill that is required to know own emotions and behavior in tough situations and challenges and manage them effectively. It aims at bringing oneself to calmer self when things are tough and are causing stress to them. You can think of self-regulation similar to thermostat when temperature changes from decided normal temperature point. The thermostat comes into play and takes necessary action to bring the debated temperature back to the set normal point. Same way, self-regulation is a sort of regulating own emotions, attitude and expectation in situation when one is not feeling and behaving normally. Self-regulation requires awareness of own emotions and behavior, willingness and willpower to regulate self, effort to regulate self, exercise self-control. Self-control is related to self-regulation but is different from it. Self-control primarily is a social skill that exercises control over own behavior, emotions, and impulses to behave in a certain way. Self-regulation, on the hand, comes into play when emotions and behavior deviate from the into normal in the wake of some touch or challenging situation. So you can say that like thermostat self-regulation being the emotions and behavior to the set normal point, whereas self-control is setting a normal point and behaving accordingly. So that's all for today. Thank you.